Good morning, and welcome to 5 Minutes or More with Pastor. It is Monday, August 24th, and it is another clear, beautiful day in Oregon. Hope you're having a good morning, doing good. Have a nice cup of coffee here, ready to go. Somebody asked me not too long ago about why I never use our Pioneer mug. I never use our Pioneer mug because when we first had them, I used them all the time, and then it broke. Like the hand fell off. That's how much I used it. So somebody's offered to give me one. I think they had two in their house. Somebody offered to give me one, and I accepted that offer. So hopefully they'll get it to me at some point. But that's the reason why the handle I used it so much. It just kind of happened. But thanks for tuning in this morning. We're going to look at Psalm 98. Really interesting thing that's going on here. And Psalm 98 in verse 1 says this. It says, "O sing unto the Lord a new song, for he hath done marvelous things. His right hand and his holy arm hath gotten him the victory." There's a story of a young teenage boy who complained to his father on the way home after church. And his complaint to his father was probably a complaint that maybe many teenagers who go to church have, and that was that he found the hymns that they sang at church boring because they were so far behind the times. Well, this young man's father challenged him and said, "Well, if you think that's the case, then why don't you write your own hymns?" So that boy, at the age of 16, went home and wrote the song that we know as "When I Survey the Wondrous Cross." As a 16-year-old boy, this young man, Isaac Watts, in 1690, wrote this now very famous hymn. Not too long after that, he went on and wrote the song that we often sing at Christmas, "Joy to the World." Um, and part of the reason he wrote that song, he says, was as as an interpretation or as part of Psalm 98, verses 4 through 9. Listen to what they say and see if you can pick out the part or how he took this and turned some of it into joy to the world. It says, "Make a joyful noise unto the Lord, all ye earth. All the earth, make a loud noise and rejoice and sing praise. Sing unto the Lord with the harp and the voice of a psalm, with trumpet and sound of cornet. Make a joyful noise before the Lord the King. Let the sea roar and the fullness thereof of the world, and they that dwell therein. Let the floods clap their hands. Let the hills be joyful together before the Lord. For he cometh to judge the earth. With righteousness shall he judge the world, and the people with equity." May not stand out to you, but first of all, the Bible in verse 6 says, "Make a joyful noise before the Lord the King." Joy to the world, the Lord has come. And it talks about him being our king, but also at the very end of that first verse there, "Joy to the world," it says, "Let heaven and nature sing." Let heaven and nature sing. Well, in these verses, it talks about let the sea roar and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein. Let the floods clap their hands. Let the hills be joyful together. This was his interpretation of Psalm 98 into song when he says, "Let heaven and nature sing" about the Lord who has come. And after that time, for the next 60 years, Isaac Watts became a very proficient songwriter, hymn writer. He wrote over 750 hymns. But for us, I think God knows that we are creatures of habit, and that can even be true in our worship. Um, Again, the song says, "Oh, sing unto the Lord a new song. Oh, sing unto the Lord a new song, for he hath done marvelous things. His right hand and his holy arm hath gotten him the victory." Even in our singing, I think God knows sometimes we can go and we can sing songs and we're just so used to, for us now, "When I Survey the Wondrous Cross" is something many of us have sung for years and for years and for years. If we're not careful, we can stand up there maybe on a Sunday in church and sing that song and just kind of mindlessly repeat these old familiar words. And I want you to understand that God is not looking for mindless worship. As a matter of fact, I would go as far to say that mindless worship is not worship at all. But God is not looking for mindless obedience or mindless worship. Jesus confirms that idea to the woman at the well. He says that worship him, the Father, must worship him in spirit and in truth. God wants us not to just be present in worship, but when we worship, God wants us to engage our minds and our hearts as well. And that includes not just during the preaching time, that's also part of the prayer time, and that's part of the singing time as well. He wants us to sing truths that are personal to us. A.W. Tozer one time said these words. He says, Christians don't tell lies, they just go to church and sing them. And boy, that was a convicting thought for just a second, because again, I think about things like standing on the promises, or I have decided to follow Jesus, no turning back, no turning back. Are those words we just mindlessly repeat because we know that that's the song we're supposed to sing, or are those things that are true in our hearts? Can I encourage you to sing in spirit and truth, just like we worship the Lord in spirit and truth? Do it from our hearts, with our hearts and minds engaged. And I encourage you, like I did last week, maybe think of a song today that's an encouragement to your heart, or maybe just a favorite song, hymn of yours, or Christian song of yours that you just really like, and really take some time and engage your mind in the singing of it, but also your heart. Don't sing it to be heard, sing it to the Lord as a way of worship to Him. Why? Because His right hand and His holy arm have gotten Him the victory. Uh, Maybe it's a song about the victory of Jesus that He gives. Maybe it's a song about the strength of Jesus or the marvel of Jesus, and maybe read Psalm 98, and maybe it'll be joy to the world that you want to sing, or maybe it'll be when I survey the wondrous cross. And I encourage you to worship the Lord in song today. I actually believe it'll be a great way to start your Monday. Hope you have a great day. We'll talk to you later.